Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gita Marie and this is going to be bittersweet. This is going to be the final apartment tour in this flat. I love this apartment to bits. I've lived here for a little bit more than 2 years, 2.5 years. This apartment, I have spoken about this apartment as though I want to grow old and die here. I love this apartment. This was my refuge, and when I moved in, I had friends living just across the hall, and my partner moved in December. And since then, we found a house that we absolutely love. We were not actually looking, but we found something that was just perfect in a way I cannot describe. And I'm not going to talk so much about the house because I want to show you. We get the keys in a little bit more than a month, and I'll talk more about the process and I will show you and we will go through that kind of thing. But I thought this might be a really cute farewell video to do. Also, the apartment is as perfect as I want it to be. I have no projects that I need to fix in order to show you guys the final result. This is the final result. This is the result of me decorating and fucking up the walls for about 2 years with holes from my art collection. I'm gonna put this into the learning how to live alone playlist because that's when I started living here and everything was coming together. So I think this ties a really nice knot on everything. There's gonna be a lot of talking in this video, I'm so sorry, but I thought you guys needed the context for why we're doing this video. As a disclaimer, the vast majority of things in this home is secondhand, thrifted, pre-loved, vintage, antique. I cannot tell you where to get something similar. This could also be a testimony to the fact that you don't need to subscribe to a specific aesthetic or a specific style in order to be more sustainable. It is not an aesthetic, it is a method of consumption. It is how we acquire things and how we maintain them and for how long we own them. It is not so much so what things look like, but more so how you acquire them and how you take care of them in the future. That is more actual sustainability and less marketing to sell you a specific style. I am not a minimalist. I am in no way, shape or form a minimalist. My home reflects my stance on minimalism. I am also what you would call a maximalist if you swing that way. And I also heard someone talking about true materialism, which means not acquiring as much stuff just to have stuff, but more so caring about what kind of materials you surround yourself with, letting things have meaning and be special. And in many ways, that is what I'm all about. So without much further ado, let's have a final look at what the apartment looks like for an eco-maximalist. My apartment consists of a kitchen, a bedroom, a living room, a bathroom, and the longest hallway the world has ever seen. But for me, I don't know, I love the long hallway. It's absolutely perfect for my art collection. Do not even talk to me about masking all these holes when we're moving. This is an incredibly narrow space. This is our front door. This is where we keep our outdoor attire, clothing, a little bit here as well. This is where I keep paintings and mirrors that has yet to be hung up, and now they're not going to be hung up. We're gonna wait until we get into the new house. This is the full extent of the hallway. This mirror used to hang in my grandmother's house. Love that it's here now. And there's a little message. I got these from my grandmother's house as well, and I absolutely love the framing job on these. This sort of acts like a filler like I have in my tattoos, but I love to fill out these small empty spaces with small pieces of ceramics. This is from a local artist. I got this last year at a Christmas market. This is a Victorian shadow box with a wedding veil that's more than 100 years old, and some of the details are made from hair. Love this fish too. My dad has one just like it, so we're matching. And from the hallway you walk into the bedroom. This is the bed. Yesterday I changed the bed sheets, so I feel like a completely new person. It's my favorite thing. All these sheets are from the 70s. They were from my grandmother's house as well. Honestly, it was just so important to me that my wardrobe had mirrors because it opens up the room a whole lot and it just makes everything seem less cramped. Also, I really depend on a full-length mirror in order to look at my outfits. Essential things. On this side we have my clothes, my jewelry, everything that I need. And on this side we have my partner's clothing as well as my long dresses. And on top we have all our camping storage. This is a great Anders Morgenthaler poster. It says, "Sex, now that I have your attention, please stop fucking up the planet." This print is absolutely phenomenal. Then we have a little vulva. This piece I actually got for free in a ceramic store. They had a massive box that just said, "Take one for free." And it's these samples, tests that sort of show the glaze and the quality of the glaze. I think this is a really cool little filler object as well. I painted this heart in ink. And down here, awfully, it needs a better place, but this is a print by Wilhelm Freddy. This is an original paper article about the moon landing. We are color coordinating books here, so a lot of the books are in the living room, but here I keep all the blue books. Blue is such a nice calming color for the bedroom, so that's why I keep all the blue books here, blue trinkets as well. And of course, the battle vest. This I wear to concerts. It has band patches from bands that I have watched and a few for bands that I am really looking forward to watching. But otherwise, it is what it is. I crowd surfed to Ozzy Osbourne back in 2018. Absolutely fantastic. Rest in peace. When I'm not wearing it to concerts, it's just chilling there. The OGs will know, but I bought this chair on Facebook Marketplace and had to ride a bus home with it. Too much inconvenience for every other passenger. But I love this chair. Next to the wardrobe, we have my partner's work area. And this is my side of the bed. I am currently reading Lessons in Chemistry and the Grace Year. This is a piece of wood that I found on the beach on Samsø, where my partner's family has their vacation home. And I really wanted to bring it back home, but no one sort of saw the vision. But I'm so happy that I was stubborn and stuck to it. I have also since learned that they see the appeal now. It's a beautiful piece of wood. That's what she said. Our bedroom window is awfully close to a church tower, which is this one. So we hear the bells every single day. I honestly love it. I think it's a feature, not a bug. I think it's fantastic. I don't know, I think this looks really nice. My kitchen you've seen before. I think this might be one of the favorite rooms in my apartment, to be honest. This is where I come to unwind. I love spending hours and hours and hours developing recipes, experimenting with different textures, elements, components. And to me, it's always really important, you know, that the kitchen works, that there is a good flow, that things are in its right place. I'm very particular when it comes to my kitchen, but let me show you some of my favorite details from in here. I absolutely adore this little metal utensil holder. I got this in a thrift store for less than £1. And I don't know, I just love having things on display like this. It's easy to grab them. I know exactly where everything is. Also plastic-free utensil appreciation. I thrifted this citrus press. It is the very iconic Alessi citrus press. I love the design because it is so dumb. This is where I keep most of the spices that I use every day. The rest of them is in a drawer somewhere. And in the middle we have a kitchen weight. We have my cork table protectors and some serving trays that I use all the time. I also love that this organizer has hooks on the bottom so I can display more things down here. Also easy accessibility. I have two places for knives. This is one of them. The holder, this one is from Underflod, which I did a collaboration with a while ago, where I went to see the atelier in the studio and where they produce their things. This is made from discarded furniture. And if you're wondering about this thing, I think it's originally from Hay, this metal organizer, which I am never going to get rid of. It is so bloody fantastic. Here's a little area of oils, soy sauce, everything that I need. This is just onions and garlic just in this little basket, and it comes out the bottom. This is not ideal. I think this is the kitchen that I overall have been the most pleased with. It's very practical. I really like it. I have the little air fryer, my sink, not a dishwasher, the other one, the washing machine, there we go. And the dishwasher. The vast majority of my rugs are heirlooms and I could not imagine getting rid of them. Not the most practical thing in the world. But hell definitely freezes over the day I get rid of any of my rugs. From the kitchen area, if we turn around, I have a little table which comes in really handy when I'm cooking and my guests can sit out here and vibe with me. Sometimes we also have lunch or breakfast out here, but it's honestly not that common. This table is from when I first moved away from home. I focused on basically everything else but having a dining table. So the day I moved up from home, I just realized I kind of need that as well. So I went into a shed that was nearby our house, like in the end of the garden. And I reckon it was probably sitting in that shed for at least 40 years. We weren't really using it, so I got it to take with me to my first apartment. And it's followed me ever since. It's one of my favorite pieces of furniture. It's uneven and it's flawed and I absolutely love it. There's even a place in the middle of the table where liquid can seep through. The mirror here is a thrift find, so is the little monk guy down here. This one is from a gallery in London. And I have a little traced drawing here that I did from Spirited Away, which is one of my favorite movies. And the little duck, the Otori-sama duck, is my favorite character. This just always makes me so happy to look at. When I saw this piece, there was just absolutely no way that I was gonna leave that behind. I bought this granite fella at a flea market, and turns out he is a really big deal, apparently. To this day, I think it is one of my most proud flea market moments because I paid £5 for him and I looked him up online. The artist is etched in underneath and it's 1,500 euros. In the windowsill here, I usually have tons of greenery, but right now we've sort of dialed down a little bit because of the move. I still have a potato that I really need to plant out because, honey, and then the most half-ass greenery over here. We just have 2 canvas bags hanging here. This is for metal and plastic, and this is for paper. So it's easy to sort out. Don't try to make this make sense, but we have little broom, feather duster, and I have a nunchucks. This is sort of like a little mini bar situation. I have some spirits, I have bottles from the beer collaboration that I did a few years ago, and some birds. Looking very much forward to drinking this one specifically. Now you could say that having a pantry like this is sort of a ghost of 2016 zero wastes past. I would tend to agree with that. I don't have a bulk store nearby in Aalborg anymore. I still have a farmer's market, absolutely appreciate it. But we had 2 bulk stores at one point and they both closed. So I get all my dried goods from grocery stores. I try to find the packaging with the least amount of plastic, cardboard, paper, whatever instead. But I still keep a lot of my dried goods like this because it is so much more easy for me to remember what I have if I can look at it. So here we go. And because there's another person living here now, we got a dymo so I could put on what is in the jars because he had absolutely no chance of figuring out what things were, which also meant that I just started putting on jokes instead of actually helpful descriptions. This is egg replacement for baking, but on the sticker it definitely does not say egg replacement, but rather it refers to a specific type of narcotic. So helpful. And down here we have small bowls, serving trays, plates that don't fit in the cupboard, and I love having these things on display, and it also makes them super easy to use in the kitchen. The bathroom has terrible acoustics, so this is going to be a voiceover segment. Hello! If you have followed this channel for a while, you know that the bathroom is what theme? Boobies and butts, exactly. I refuse to have a boring bathroom, so I've added rocks and art, all sorts of it. And actually all the art I have that involves naked people in any capacity is in my bathroom. And if that wasn't enough, all the reading material is also butts and boobies themed. So there's that. I don't know, should I keep this theme in the new house? Let me know. Of course the bathroom also holds my hair and beauty products, our care products, etc. But it's just not as exciting to talk about as the decorations. One detail that I know I'm going to repeat in the new house is the living room lamp in the bathroom. This is so cozy and it gives such a nice, warm, soft light that's so much gentler on the eyes at night. Definitely recommend. This is an absolute life hack, trust me. Okay, living room. This little chaotic corner is where I do my work. I love the table, by the way. It is the dining table that I got from when I moved into the previous house. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace for an absolute steal because it's solid wood. It's made by a local craftsman. I'm very excited about this table. This is where I do all my work. Usually this one is placed more so in the middle, you know, so it looks nice. That didn't happen. Okay, but that's what it is. Here I have collections of all the magazines that I'm featured in. I love to save these. I don't look through them, but I feel like this is just a fun little archive to have. I really tried my absolute best to make this room feel cozy. This is also the place where I do my editing, answer emails. This is basically both the living room space and my office. But this is also a room that bears witness to the fact that we have very minimal storage. In this apartment, there is no basement, there is no attic, there's no garage, there's no storage facilities available other than the cupboards, which means that behind this door is all the practical shit. Let me give you a quick rundown of what's in this room. And you know your girl tries to color coordinate her books. So down here we have green books, then moves on to red, and then reddish, pink, rose colored books. And on the back wall I have this plate holder, but I use it for drawing supplies, craft supplies, that kind of stuff. Moving away from this corner, onto this corner, which you do know, but from another angle. You might have noticed that I have a million art pieces, so I have many gallery walls in my flat. Let me take you through some of these, because you see them in basically every video. Here I have my YouTube play button. This is a vintage Magritte poster. This is an heirloom piece from 1919, and it is tickets that made you able to buy lard at a butcher store. I think it's funny because I'm vegan, so let's hang it up. And this is made on the skin of a drum. It's painted by the drummer from Gojira. This is one of the pieces that my partner brought into the flat. Here we have a little lino cut of a snail. It says, just a moment. My mum painted this. This is from our old house. We found this in the garage. My mum painted this. This is made by an old friend of the family. My mum also painted this one. That's down there. And I painted this one during COVID. This is a drawing of my mum from 2003 that our neighbor did. And this is a little bronze piece that I got in an antique store in Germany in February. This is a digital print that a fan made of me. The coffee table has a glass top. I got this on Facebook Marketplace back when I moved into the previous house. It was pink when I got it, and then I painted it this greenish color, and still holds up. I love the display potential here, so I usually change the books on display a couple of times a year, depending on my mood and sort of what I'm reading or into or excited about. But this is what it looks like right now. And these are my supplies for wood carving. And I sit here and film the vast majority of my videos. And one of my favorite things about it, definitely the arse pillows. Best Etsy purchase ever. These rugs are not heirlooms, but I did get them on Facebook Marketplace. I love the tiger here. This was in a kid's room, and the people I bought it from also thought that I was gonna put it in a kid's room. Just like, no, just my living room. And this might be the most meticulously curated part of the flat. I'm not really into televisions. I think they look ugly. I think they take up a lot of space. But I don't like the idea of every piece of furniture in your living room is pointing towards the television. It sort of feels like an altar. This setup I have had in 3 places. Basically this collection of art and little storage shelves down below. I got those when I moved into the apartment I lived in, what, like 7-8 years ago. Also Facebook Marketplace finds. The drawers here were red when I got them because they were also from a children's room. And it was sort of a Ferrari car race themed bedroom. So the first thing I did was that I painted them white and added new handles to them, and it gave them just a whole new vibe. Now a lot of people assume that they're really expensive sort of Montana shelves, and they're not. Just I don't know, this angle is actually really fantastic for the living room. Sort of shows off how much fucking stuff is in here. You can also see a little bit of the vacuum cleaner, but you know, that's what you get. This massive plant I have had for more than 10 years, and somehow I managed to still keep it alive. It's not thriving, but we're trying. We're absolutely trying. I'm not going all in on plants currently, and I've had several die on me. I think they can sense that I'm not big on maintenance right now. This is sort of the thing that happens when I know I'm going to move. Some of my plants just sense the stress and they die. I try to keep everything alive, but currently it's a struggle. And I think that's everything for the living room. And then I forgot to film an outro. What do you know? Anyway, this is the beginning of a really exciting new chapter. It's also a scary one. I love this apartment to bits, but I've been craving another type of environment for a while. It was so charming and fantastic when my friends lived right across the hall that we all lived in the city center, but I'm craving nature. I want a garden. In some ways I can feel that my priorities have changed, and that is scary in and of itself without a big move, but this is definitely the right decision for us. I'm very, very excited, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys with me too. So thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time. Take really good care of yourselves. Until then, bye.